Guys, welcome back to Rise Camera Action. I'm your host as always, Geoff Gaudet, talking to all the entertainers in Asia. Today I've actually invited a friend of mine. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name's Sil-A. Nice to meet you.
Yes. So Sil-A and I actually worked on kind of a podcast type of project before, and I was very interested in her day-to-day life. She's been a very busy bee as an entertainer living in Korea. So give a brief rundown. What are you doing in here?
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a brief.
It's hard to summarize it, but I mean,
Yeah.
I am here as an entertainer. You know, I do modeling and acting, but right now my passion is music, so I'm trying to bring most of my focus to that because before I was trying to do everything at once, and it's really hard to manage it all. So I'm trying to pick something and get a foundation settled, and then maybe I can dabble around more.
Right, like I've interviewed some musicians and some, but like not really like composers. You're telling me when we first met that you like sit down like an hour or two every day, put a pen to paper to try to write some stuff.
Yeah. So honestly, I had a bit of creative block recently.
Oh.
But I kind of realized it was from social media and kind of, a lot of people that I follow are also in this industry. So it's really hard not to compare yourself to what other people are doing.
Oh my God, that's like jealousy is my major weakness, and especially on social media too, because I look at people's daily stories, right? And they're showing how productive they are.
Yeah.
And, well, I'm just, like, sitting at home trying not to watch YouTube videos of cats. But honestly, what I've learned is that a lot of these people, they're just doing the exact same thing. They just have these videos or these images in their vault that they're pretending that they're busy in hopes to show that maybe like, they're very busy. We should try to grab them as quick as possible.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, I didn't know people actually do that, but one of my friends, she told me because she posted something at like 2 a.m, and I was like, "Oh, you're doing a shooting so late?" She said, "Oh no, I just keep it in my phone and then I upload it so people don't know exactly where I am at all times." I was like, "Oh, people actually kind of think out. Okay, I'm gonna post this at this time, and plan everything."
Yeah.
So. I mean, I definitely know it's not all, most of it is not, true to reality, but it's really hard, especially when you're passionate about something and you see people doing a lot of work and you're thinking, well, why am I, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I not doing this?
Well, there's a lot of fakers. Like, there's been like a friend of mine, he's like on my way to set and he's wearing a business suit. Then he takes and there's like behind the scenes photo, and there he is like wearing he's just wearing like casual clothes, like a checkered shirt and some khakis. And then he's like filming's done. And then he's coming home, he's wearing a leather jacket, white shirt, and blue jeans. I'm like going, who are you trying to film? And it's still, because it's a 24-hour thing, it's still in chronological order. I'm like going, who are you fooling?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard for me, especially, social media is a big part of what we do because it's important for, like, networking and building audience and stuff like that. But for me, I find it so hard to actually enjoy it. Yeah. So it's kind of a chore for me. Yeah. So it's hard to kind of, I took a break from all of that and kind of, it opened up my creative block. And before, when I was writing music, I was always thinking, I need to write something that people are going to like, or they're going to notice it, or they're going to like it. And I realized I was kind of doing the opposite of what I really want to do as an artist. So when I took a break and kind of had a chance to step back, that's when things kind of naturally started coming back.
While we're still early in the podcast and we're on the subject of social media, do you want to plug your thing?
Sure.
Because I don't know who watches after like 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I am at Define Sil-A. So my tag is kind of like, you can't really define me, so Define Sil-A.
So how about you just spell it? Spell it.
DEFINE Sil-A, SILLA.
Yeah, and you guys know my details. I'll plug them at the end. Yeah. So but are you over your writer's block now, you feel?
Yes and no. It's kind of like when I was in the free state, everything was just happening naturally. But now that I'm trying to slowly come back to the real world, I guess, I've been seeing, people are releasing music, and then I have some people that I'm working with as well. So I feel pressure of, okay, I need to produce as quickly as possible.
Well, don't burn yourself out. But.
Yeah, it's hard not to, but...
Right. Yeah, like, you can't burn, like, the candle at both ends, because that's probably that probably caused you plateau and hitting your block. You just pushed yourself. You drained the well of your inspiration, and now you need something to reignite that.
Yeah, that's
Hopefully
true.
that comes back.
Yeah.
I feel the same, like, even in comedy, too. Like, it's I need to find, like, inspiration. I have to go out and just discover the world to find these funny points. I can't just push it.
Yeah.
And then, like, sometimes if I just try to push a topic with not even thinking about it that much, just try to crank out too much material, I actually do more damage to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like that most of the time, which is hard, when you're doing it for a job. But I feel like the best art just comes without any kind of, force.
Right.
But when you have to kind of sit down and think, I have to do this now, then it just becomes really difficult.
What about, like, go and find, like, a place that's like a muse for inspiration? Like, whatever, a mountaintop, or ocean, I don't know, coffee, desserts. Bring up your pleasure hormones, and then that might that reminds me of that. But actually, what style of music are you?
Okay, that's also hard for me to define because I really love different kinds of music.
Yeah.
So actually, kind of in the beginning, I started
instrumental or more electronic?
I like electronic's my favorite.
Okay.
But recently I've been making a lot of electronic style kind of things, but in the beginning I was doing a lot of rap and hip hop because kind of like that's what people said is the hit thing right now. They're like, oh, you should do it. So I tried it, and I do enjoy that style of music, but there is other parts of it that aren't really true to who I am. So now I'm trying to experiment a little bit more with more like alternative and different styles of music. So
yeah, but I think unfortunately we're in Korea.
Yeah.
And no offense, right? It's not. There's not influence put on the lyrics of a song.
Yeah, it's more just like catchy beat.
It's a catchy beat.
Yeah.
I came to this realization. Actually, I was in a music video. I'm not gonna say. That's what I'm doing now. I'm doing a lot of music videos. I think that's 2023 is my year of music videos. I've already filmed 6.
Wow, that's a lot.
And I got one lined up next week. But the last one, it's changing just tempo and lyrics and slow to quick and fast. And I'm like, well, no one's gonna memorize this lyrics. But then I realized oh no, it's just this because TikTok dances are popular.
Oh my god!
So it's they're just doing this music video to promote their dance steps.
Yeah. It's really hard to keep up with all of that, like TikTok, Facebook, what is, the hot thing. And it can get exhausting after a while trying to just, catch on with everything, every trend.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to kind of be like, okay, I'm going to do what feels right to me. And it might not always be popular or, but I have to try to stay true to who I am.
Well, I got a lot. That's good. A lot of people actually admire that in me, too, even though I'm not really I'm going against the grain and I can't be defined like you're trying to say. People are going, hey, no, I support you. You're actually trying your best. You're trying to set out. You stepped away. I was an English teacher. I stepped away from a boring paycheck.
Yeah,
that had no future, but this is struggling. But hopefully down the line for you too, that you actually grab success with this.
Yeah. I think we talked about that a little bit too last time.
Yeah.
And I think it's
this is a competing podcast.
But I think it's hard, especially at the beginning, like I said. Especially you're working so hard, you want to see that people are enjoying what you do. And especially if you're trying to go against the standard, it will be just a few people at the beginning who can say, oh, I see what you're doing. But we have to hold on to that, hold on to that and use that as fuel to keep going.
Well, that's one thing I really like admired in you, because I'm like because like I work as like an actor and a model mostly, and like right now like the comedy performance is more like just a side project.
Yeah.
But working as an entertainer and a model here, there's the ups and downs. And when it's the downs, like I feel my bipolar, like I get like super sad and I don't feel motivated at all. But when I was talking to you, you're like going, oh yeah, I'm just like cranking. I don't stop, don't stop, can't stop kind of mentality. Even if no one's searching for me, I'm putting out, stuff I'm creating, and I have like a set schedule, because you also even have a set schedule. Most entertainers I know, they're just lazy. If they don't have a shooting for the day, they're just like going, I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to work out, and then I'm basically going to make a meal a healthy meal to recuperate that energy that I spent at the gym.
Yeah. It's hard, honestly. I think you have to find a balance, and it's really hard, especially when you're kind of your own boss and you can say, like, oh, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
But for me, actually, I've actually had to start to try to chill out a bit. Because also, if you overwork yourself, that's when you can also get kind of like that creative block and you're burning yourself out. So now I'm trying to have some fun and not always stick to the schedule, but it's still a very big part of like who I am. I always say I'm a Virgo. I can't stop planning every single moment of my life. I'm just
I don't follow that horoscope horse shit, but I'm a Cancer, and apparently I'm very moody, but I'm creative.
Like my friends actually, they kind of make fun of me. I actually have even had someone older than me kind of make fun of me because I have a calendar, like a literal calendar, and they're, typing their schedule in their phone, and I'm with my calendar, writing out, okay.
Like an Excel file?
Yeah, like not an Excel file, like just a physical, like, planner.
Okay.
They're like, oh, who does that? I'm like 40, and I just put everything in my phone. Like, I can't do that. I have to
I'm 40, everything's still in my stupid head.
I have to. Then I'll pull out my calendar. My friends are like, what are you doing? Like, listen, I have to kind of brain dump and kind of, I feel very, like, anxious if I don't know what's coming next, so I'm always trying to.
And then they also like like in your calendar, like going from this time to this time, you have to accomplish a goal. So you even have that deadline of like, well, it's not just go with the flow and procrastinating.
It don't always succeed, but I think it's good to have goals. But for someone like me, I have to always kind of tell myself, you tried, and it's okay if you didn't accomplish it right away. Some things take time.
But targets are good too.
Yeah.
I guess not goals. I would say for me, it's like targets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like each day, I try to record 1 or 2 of these a week. Sometimes I just feel burnt out, and so I take a week off. It's been freaking hell getting you here because I really wanted to sit down with you and get your, but you're like, oh, Saturdays are good for me, and then like, oh, not this Saturday, and then I'm like, not last Saturday. And for me, but finally, it's now Wednesday. We're filming. We found a time to get stuff together. So that was my daily target for today. We just sit down with you.
Yeah.
But and then I like Tuesday is like the editing, and then Thursday it's like try to do like one thing, like either update like a profile or a video, submit it in, or even just doing some writing. So I have weekly goals, not daily goals.
But I mean, whatever you can do, it's still good to have something.
But I guess like going now, let's switch over to entertainment.
Okay.
Now, looking at you, you have a unique look.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. The project because right now we're recording at Qualcomm in Sinchon. Sil-A and I just actually, a few months ago, we did some of their material, and actually all the managers and the staff said that the videos I did with you have been the most popular, had the most views.
Wow, I'm so surprised to hear that, actually. Because it's hard, actually, in Korea, I think. I feel like most of the time they're looking for like specific type of appearance, and I don't fit that. And even when I try to fit it, they're still like, no.
Yeah, like you have almost like a fairy tale look.
Oh, thank you.
Like your hair, you got like Elsa hair. Like, do you know like the HBO House of Dragon?
No, but isn't it the remix?
It's like the prequel of Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
But one of like the big royal families is the Valerians.
Oh yeah, they all have the.
They're black, but they have white hair.
Oh, they are. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they're black. Cool. They're black, but they have the white hair, like the Targaryens, and they're like basically the family friends of the Targaryens, but they have white hair, and so you have that kind of look.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So yeah, maybe that might give you some inspiration for a Halloween costume.
Yeah, actually, I feel.
There's one of her fans right now waving to her.
I feel kind of, especially these days recently, I've been feeling very inspired by like fairy, space, kind of like AI, out of this world kind of thinking, and it's starting to really inspire my music as well. So I'm trying to let go actually of that feeling, because in the beginning I was very discouraged. I was trying to like change my photos and my appearance, trying to fit whatever it is that they're looking for. But then I just kind of realized, you know what, I just want to be who I am, and some people will accept it or not, and I just have to deal with it.
I think it's like probably the people that don't accept it, those are going to be the low paying jobs anyways, like just $100. But but the people that actually like that pick you out on your Instagram or whatever, like, oh, she has the look, like she has that unique look, that will be an image that pops. Those are the jobs that you really want, and they're going to pay you well. Yeah, I'm just have you had waiting, that kind of?
Not like, okay, it's really hard because everything in this industry is like up and down roller coasters. So actually, last year was the first time I had kind of like a main model where like they picked me for my hair, and I was really happy because people were telling me, oh, you need to keep your hair a natural color, no one's gonna hire you. So then when they hired me, I felt like, oh, this is like the beginning of, but then it hasn't really happened since then. So I'm kind of still waiting, like,
oh, really?
Please. Yeah. But.
Oh, well, I have no hair and I have a question. And still, like, I get some of those gigs, but I hate that I'm a little chubby, because there's like most of the castings in Korea, they just cast subjectively. So it's like soldier, CIA. Yeah. So it's like, or like terrorist, and my body frame does not fit in that. And then also, like, I have a very youthful face, so like there'll be like castings. Oh, 40-year-old. Okay, and I'm 42. Thank you. My birthday was last month. I didn't get a birthday wish.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry. Happy birthday.
It doesn't matter. But I'm 42. But then I'll apply. Like, hey, looking for 42-year-old. Oh, casting says you look too young to be a dad. And then like, I'm like, oh, okay. And then there'll be like castings for 30. I'm like, so I probably like, oh, your information says you're too old. I'm like, well, which one is it?
Yes, there's never a way to.
Yeah,
to satisfy.
The hypocrisy of that. Yeah, but
yeah.
So it's very hard for me, but like right now, like it seems that my image, like I've weathered out the storm, and yeah, like I said, like there's been lots of music videos. They like me.
That's good.
Yeah, so they don't want that. They have 100, 200 like tall, skinny European model-ish guys, but they don't have a lot like me. So I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's good. I think like it might take a long time, even though we all wish it would happen as soon as possible. But I think once you find your niche, and then you can find,
I think it's just like we just wait it's in the background, wait, and then until we get noticed, and then once someone notices us and brings us to the foreground, then that's when we become popular. But we've been there the whole time, just waiting, but it's just people just weren't looking for us, and they just don't notice us, or they don't even realize how unique and how special we are until someone else actually uses us properly.
Yeah, that's true. I think also, speaking of the roller coaster, I feel like there's a lot of emotional ups and downs. Even in the same day, like yesterday, first I was worried because I submitted actually my first music release through a Korean company.
Oh,
so thank you. It's been my dream to like be on Melon and you know, something like that. So I really thought, oh, they're not gonna accept me or something like that. So I got the news that they accepted my release, and I was super happy.
Okay.
But then a few hours later, I got a text from some documentary that I had applied for. They were looking for someone who was a singer, and they were like, oh, sorry, we picked somebody else. So I went from being here to being like, oh, nobody wants me. Nobody like. So it's kind of. It's also, I feel like you have to focus on your successes also, because it's really hard to remember every time you're rejected, but you really have to think of, okay, there are other times, you know, it worked out. It's so like kind of keep that.
They're conspiring against you, like when they realize that your self-esteem is very high, someone is like, oh, wait, we have to bring her down.
It feels like that sometimes, like, oh, you think that you got this? No, you don't.
So how you only have the one song on Melon?
Oh, like it hasn't come out yet. It's actually going to be 4 songs. It's an EP.
Okay.
So I'm also I'll believe it when I see it kind of person. So until I actually, because you know on Kakao you can add like a song to your profile, and I always wanted to be able to do that, but I guess if you are from overseas, you can't have your music on Melon unless you're with a Korean distributor. So
unless someone finds a way to market and then take 90% of your money.
Yeah, so I thought to do it independently was going to be impossible, like especially as a foreigner. So that's why I thought, oh, it's not going to happen for me, but they accepted it. So if I can, you know, search and find my name, then I'll actually believe that it's real.
Would you do any like public promotion, like busking or anything to help?
Actually, I do really want to do busking, but I'm thinking I will probably wait until after the weather calms down because it's been really horrible outside right now these days.
I was scheduled for a drama, but because there's a typhoon supposedly coming, it's been pushed to the weekend. But this has been the story for the last 6 weeks because July was all rainy and shit. So no one really. I had like all these shoots just pushed back 2 weeks, and then finally like okay, rainy season's over. Now it's the hot season. But even now there's suspectedly like a typhoon coming. They never actually come. But so that's why I have today free with you. But I have a friend of mine, I don't know if he got into Melon, but he released an EP too.
Oh, that's cool.
But like before COVID, he was actually doing busking around like City Hall and all the palaces. With just sort of acoustic, so he came here, that was like his major thing, but then with the pandemic, everything shut down, so no one was walking down the street, so he lost a lot of his income.
Oh man, that sucks. I want to try it, but I'm not sure exactly when I will start, but I am trying to work on maybe having some kind of release party when it comes out.
There's way, because like now it's also, we're in the period, the era of like entertainers make their money by self-promotion. They don't need these large corporations to push them. Well, you could just get like Venmo, or you could get Patreon for people to support you. So when you do the busking, you just have your QR code for people to Kakao send you money.
That would be nice. Actually, I know it's true, like what you're saying. Like you don't necessarily need a company, but I am so bad at self-promoting just because I feel almost kind of embarrassed, I guess. Like, I don't want to try to push people to do something.
Well, I'm figuring out these things as I go too, and then I'm also like, I don't want it. I haven't put like a Patreon out there, and like this podcast so far, I've only released it on YouTube. It's not on any of the podcast platforms for audio only. Because like, oh my god, that's so much. I have to do the YouTube and the podcast and then the Patreon, and I mean, it's a lot of steps for one individual. I'm doing all. I'm up front in the camera and behind the scenes and all the production. I just don't want to make myself that busy because I like being an entertainer. And if stuff picks up, then I don't want to fall behind on other things. So I just go in slow pace.
I really relate to that because I also do everything by myself, and it's really the work that, if somebody had a company behind them, it would be maybe like 10 or 20 people. So, like, I will do it as long as I have to do it. I keep telling myself it's going to be worth it. But the day that there is somebody who can kind of, like, do that behind-the-scenes work, I'm going to be, like, worshiping them, like, you're amazing, because it is really hard, especially all of the technical stuff.
Yeah.
It's a really time-consuming.
Well, there's also, now, like, I'm in, like, on Kakao, I think, like, 20 different, like, just groups of collaboration and all that stuff. And there's always this one collaboration group, and they say it's always, like, non-paid, but you could try to figure, like, maybe work out with one of those people just with, a Canon camera with a video, like, and a concept for a video, fairy-like or whatever.
Yeah.
And they could shoot it with you.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
good.
other people, like, because what it is like a lot of people want to even break into entertainment here, but they don't have their comm card. They don't have, like, a reel or any headshots. So,
Yeah.
but this group is basically all these amateurs trying to create some content so that they can advertise and possibly be picked up by agencies.
Yeah.
So I think if I could suggest this, maybe to join in that group, you could get a bunch of people for free labor, free camera, maybe just, buy them a doshirak.
Yeah, I think actually, is it Creative Collab?
I think
I'm
so.
part of it,
Creative collaborators and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's a good tool, I think.
Yeah. But there's a lot of chit chat that happens and a lot of questions. So sometimes I just ignore it. I check in like once a week.
Yeah.
But if people need my help or ask for it, I'll join them. Or if I see someone I know, maybe I might join it. But I've only actually just gone to like one of the days so far.
Yeah. I think it's so cool that there are people, trying to help each other out. Yeah, it's nice.
Well, it's good because there's also a lot of people that are very selfish and don't want to help other people out.
Yeah, actually, I don't understand. Actually, me and another friend of mine were talking about this. Like, in our community, there's a lot of, like, competition.
Yeah.
And I understand, it is a competitive industry, but I feel like a lot of it isn't necessary, like the way people go about it, and I don't know. I wish,
Well, yeah, it's. I was teaching. I've been in Korea now 16 years. I taught like my first 10, but at 7 years in, I wanted to break into the do cast. I wanted to do filming, and I was asking my friend for advice that he had just done it, and he said, "I'm not going to help you because." Because if I do introduce you to these people and these people use that might be a job that I'm not going to get. And that mentality is still like present because like I'll see like in chat groups, people will like screenshot these horrible offers, but then they'll erase or they'll pixelate who offered it to them, not just because they're trying to protect the identity of this person, but they're just trying to keep that contact to themselves and not share it.
Yeah.
So I do that too, but I'm very open. Like if there's like a casting, I'll give it to a female, and I'll give someone's Kakao ID or an email to a female because I always like helping out my girls, but the guys, I don't really have a lot of guys that throw me some work too.
Yeah, like for me, I mean, I guess I've never really been in a situation where like I feel like if I know that I'm already casted, then I would offer it to people. Actually, I used to do that a lot in the beginning where I was like, hey, there's a job, and I was like helping so many people out, actually. Yeah. But then I realized, no, it's not that I expected something in return, but nobody was kind of doing the same, for me. Yeah. And then I kind of realized, it's not that I don't want to help people, I do, but if there's not going to be any kind of relationship afterwards, like even
quid
just
pro
friendship,
quid pro quo, or like
even if you don't have a job, but we could at least talk and hang out, but it's like straight silence. But the second there's something I could offer them, they're like, oh hey, what's up?
Shoot,
where have you been for the past 8 months? Like,
oh wait, I'd love to work with you actually. I was thinking there was a project and like they were looking for someone like you. I just couldn't remember.
I couldn't remember you, but I can message you now.
Your name. I had you saved as a different name.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm kind of like, it's my first year actually in Korea, like doing this as entertainment. So I think I'm kind of learning as I go.
Yeah.
But it was really kind of hurtful to me to see people kind of act that way, especially if I thought that we were friends. And then I found out like, oh, they're just kind of playing the game.
It's definitely a game. It's a horrible game too, because there'll be like people that like they'll see a job and it's more suited for you. Like, we need 20-something black female with white hair, and they're like, and then they'll just message. They'll go, "Oh, I'm 34, but I could put on a white wig if you like," instead of actually good, like suited for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need 20-something black female with white hair from Florida. From Florida with a Florida accent. And it'll be like some like a Jamaican woman. You're like, I've been there. I know Epcot Center, Busch Gardens,
Oh my god.
Yeah, but that's what it is for me. That's what it is for me too. Yeah. So like, they were like, we need native English speaker with a beard, and like there'll be other people that apply, and like, it's my second language, and like they don't do that, or even like there's people like unfortunately it's not to throw shame at some of my Russian friends, but it's all you guys that are really like they don't share the jobs. If they see a job, they'll just automatically reply to it, even though it's low pay, because they have a family they have to take. So they'll take any job. They'll apply 100% to every job. Yeah.
Like, here's the thing is, I was...
Willie, what the hell? There was a cat scratching at a chair, and the manager yelled at the cat, so I just yelled at the manager.
No, I mean, for me, especially in the beginning, I was also kind of applying to every single job and kind of almost desperate for everything, because it's true, like we need the money, we have to support ourselves. But then I kind of had like a lot of experiences, and I kind of realized yes, I do, obviously I need to pay the bills, but a lot of these jobs and like bad conditions with low pay, it's making me kind of almost fall out of love with what I'm doing. And I realize, it's not my passion to do those kinds of things. I want to, create something, or I want an opportunity to show, what I can do, and not just be like a blurred face in the background. So I've actually started to step away, and now I kind of only apply to things that I think I'm really interested in. And also, like what you were saying about kind of the hostility between people, it's made me kind of want to step back and be like, you know what, I don't want to be in this kind of environment, I guess. So that's why I've also started focusing more on music versus like
do something a unique trade, so you can push yourself as, instead of just a blank slate in the background.
So I'm trying to it's a struggle.
I'm every month to month I flip flop, and I see both sides of it. And I mean, I need to survive, and the problem, is I like an entertainer too. Like I also need like some money to push my craft. I just I need that little bit of extra to also devote to craft promotion and all that stuff, or even traveling too. So there were some jobs I'm like, the pay's shit, but I'm like going, you know what, I'm gonna take that shit job, and I'm gonna take another shit job, okay, and that can pay for a plane ticket for me to go to some other country, because it's easy to travel to other Asian countries a weekend and try to hook up and like try to perform at a different.
Oh, really?
I think just trying to do. Well, no, like it's my dream too, but I'm like, how do I achieve that dream?
Yeah.
Well, I could sit on my hands and wait for like a good job, but that by the time that job comes, and that will basically just cover my rent and my survival, my food, my daily food. But I'm still basically at start. I'm at ground zero. I need a little bit of that extra so I can push a little bit out there. So even like get a little bit of start the spread around and not just be localized domestically to Korea.
Yeah.
So I'm tempted to take some of these shit jobs just because it's going to fuel my dream. It's going to take me closer to my end goal of being like a performer.
Yeah.
Even though it's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, I can really relate to that actually, because it's so sad, but I haven't really traveled at all since I moved to Korea. And of course, like I love to travel, and it would be amazing if I could, go to new places. And like you said, even though I do want to develop myself in Korea, there is, opportunities in other countries that could potentially lead to something. So I would love to have the opportunity to kind of, get out and do more stuff.
Well, this could even go back to what we first were talking about with social media. We just go there, pretend like going, oh, I'm performing in Thailand. This week I'm performing in Thailand, and you basically just bought your own airplane ticket, your own hotel. You're just like at an open mic, or you're like an amateur night, but you're performing there. It's like kind of a fake it till you make it. Like, she was popular enough to be invited to Thailand. Oh wow, she's like headlining in Japan in a Tokyo cafe. Whoa, wow, she's got fake it till you make it.
I think actually I have no idea of how to go about that, but
I don't know. Fake it.
I've heard about in other countries, like even Japan, there might be some opportunities for like they're looking for somebody a little bit more like out of the box. So I was thinking, maybe there's even a chance that if you were to go there, that maybe they would be more interested or like willing to kind of like hear something new. Yeah. But it's just kind of getting there.
Yeah, getting there. I think we have
to. Right
we have to adopt that kind of the influencer, the Instagram, the TikTok influencer, where they're like going, oh, I'm so popular. They got like the stacks of cash. Look at my ride, and basically they just like took out a loan and then took it back, and the car is a rental. But if you look, you don't. I guess, oh man, I'm full of like all these like sayings. You dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. Yeah. So, right now I'm wearing cargo shorts and a cheap T-shirt from Uniqlo. Yeah. And if I wanted to actually dress, I'm not dressed for the job I want right now. I'm just dressed casually, track pants and a T-shirt.
I mean, I think that whole like perception of image is really interesting too, because even for me, I want to say almost 90% of everything I do is just kind of very, very low budget, or a lot of my stuff I like take photos in my bedroom and I do everything myself.
The Pretty Woman scene, yeah.
What Pretty Woman?
You know the movie Pretty Woman?
Oh, I've never seen it. Don't judge me.
Oh,
I've never seen it.
There's a very big crucial scene in it. Basically, like her rich boyfriend gives her a credit card because she's like. Julia Roberts is actually a prostitute, so she's wearing slut clothes, but Richard Gere is this rich tycoon, and that says, "Oh, let be my girlfriend for a week," but she's wearing her slut prostitute clothes, so he gives her a platinum credit card, and she like goes into Bel Air and tries to go into the shops, and they kick her out because they slut shame her. But then, so she cries, and she talks to the hotel manager and he takes her to another store, and she buys like all these fine, like elegant clothes, and then she goes to the Bel Air, back to the store, and they go, oh wow, how can we help you? It's like, well, you remember me? I was here yesterday. You said I look like a slut, and you wouldn't sell me anything. Big mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand kind of what you're saying, because I guess image is everything, really. And even though I I feel like I don't have a lot going on, but I work really hard to try to produce things that are as like professional and high quality as I possibly can by myself. And then a lot of people...
Get some help. You gotta do it by yourself. You need every bandmate, like every good performer needs a sidekick.
Yeah. And then people see that, and I guess they think
Biggie Smalls, Puff Daddy.
Yeah, I mean, like people
Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg.
Oh, God.
Dr. Dre, Tupac.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it would be nice to have some help, I guess, or something. But like people see some of the stuff that I do, and they kind of assume that I have, I guess, like a sort of support system. So that's what kind of like what I was talking about. They'll message me and they'll be like, hey, do you know where I can do this, how I can perform, where I can go, what to do? And I'm like, I don't know those answers for myself.
I don't know.
Because I don't have any resources really, honestly. But
I'm throwing out those things. So like, I can only, for right now, comedy. I'm only doing stand-up comedy in Itaewon area because there's a large English community there. Hey, you don't live in Itaewon. Is there any like English community, any like performance places that I could do English stand-up comedy?
I wish I knew the answers, but it's like I don't. And then it also makes me feel like, dang, I really don't have that much going on. But then obviously, like from the outside, I guess people, that's the thing with social media is that, you know, we post our best moments and our strengths. So a lot of times people don't know what's actually going on and the struggle. So I don't know. I feel like, at least for me personally, I want to try to be open with people about what goes on behind the scenes so that they can really understand, like, hey, I'm not perfect and this is what's going on. All right.
So we're around like 40 minutes now.
Yeah, we should
okay, so let's just end on this. So you have your EP coming out, 4 songs. What song would you like people to listen to? What's of the 4? Which one do you think is good?
So hard. Okay, so my EP is called Who I Am, and I kind of, like, I wrote it during that social media hiatus, where I kind of feel like I rediscovered exactly, like, who I am and who I want to be as an artist. So it's kind of, it's hard to pick just one song.
Well, if you had to, like, we said about music video, which song would you want to make the video for?
Okay, there's a song called Sick and Tired. And I wrote it literally, a lot of like bad moments are like the best inspiration to create stuff. So I wrote it right after somebody kind of made me feel like really bad.
Sick and tired.
Yeah, and also I was sick. So I was just kind of writing these angry lyrics, like, oh, I'm so tired of being treated this way. And then I started making a beat, and I was like, wait a minute, this is actually really fire beat.
Oh, cool.
And I was so excited, and then that anger kind of turned into something, you know, that I was really excited about. And then when I was recording it, actually I was sick, so there's a little bit of like coughing that I turned it into like a kind of sound effect. So it was literally my physical and mental feelings in one song.
Oh, yeah, you're not just singing the lyrics, like the sickness in you actually put like emotion, that puts character to it.
Yeah, so I think that song is my favorite song I've made so far, so I would really like if people
guys, check it out. And we're going to wrap it up, but if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter or anything, everything is at Comedy Geoffy, COMEDYGEOFFY. And push your stuff again.
Yeah, Define Sil-A is my Instagram, and you can find my music on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. It's Sil-A, SIL-A. Okay.
And thank you guys for tuning in to Rice Camera Action. I've been Geoff Gaudet. Bye-bye. Bye.